Hello everybody, it's Minecraft Guy 105 here, and today I have a Minecraft Steve Rig for you. So this is the Steve Rig that I have been streaming and making. So if you want to see the streams, links to those will be in the description. So this rig is kind of like FMR, but it does have some differences, and it's kind of like the, not sure how to say it, Anishwish, I think, that rig. So first I'm going to talk about the body. So that's like all the controllers on the body and stuff, and then I'm going to talk about the user data on the side. But first, I'm going to talk about the lib4d and some other smaller things. So in the lib4d, we have the Steve Rig, and then in the text folder, we have a Alex skin and a Steve skin. So if you want to change it to Alex, you could just drag that on the rig. But I'm going to go back to the rig, and here it is. So the first thing, we actually have auto extrude on the arms. Not really auto extrude, but auto weighting. So if you extrude on the arm, it's not gonna, you don't have to weight it. It's auto weighted. I might make a video on that sometime on how to extrude on the rig, but not on this video. So another thing I want to talk about is inside the rig, we have the head attachments, the right hand and left hand attachments. Inside the head attachments, we have the point of view camera, and that's just a camera I put right in front of the rig, in case you want to do any point of view stuff, because recently I've been using point of view cameras, and I usually think to put it in the rig like after I've animated half of it, so it's just nice to have it there already. And we also have head extrude and hat extrude in here, so you just have to turn these layers off if you go to layers and uncheck the lock and uncheck the hide button. You can see that we have the hat extrude and head extrude, so it's pretty much like FMR. You can extrude them if you turn them on. Again, I'll probably make a tutorial on that later. So there is that. Okay, so now I'll start going over like all this stuff here. So on the top of the head we have this, and this is the squash and stretch. So it's pretty much like FMR. If you move it up and down, it squashes and stretches the head. But on this one, you can actually move it backward and forward, and it'll bend the head, and same with left and right. And you can rotate it, and it'll twist the head like this. I don't know why you need that, but I added it. And also, if you click on this, and you click on this, it will add bulge to this, and it can get a little messy sometimes, like there's a little thing. I don't know if that shows up in render or not, but I added bulge on there just in case, so you know. Here it is with and without. So next thing is the mouth controllers. So we got the mouth open and close here. That opens and closes the mouth. And then we got the smile and frown for both sides. And then we have the mouth position, so you can move it around on the face. And then I have this control up here, which this is kind of like a jaw thing that moves it left and right. And another thing is you can actually move these controllers around. So if you click on this little box up here, you can move these around anywhere you want to, because sometimes those can get in the way when you rotate the body and stuff like that. So next I'll go over the face. So this is pretty much exactly like FMR. So if you click on this big blue box, it'll move it up and down, and you can rotate it. But if you click on the middle one, it will bend it if you move it up and down, and you can go like this and move it these directions too. Same for the other eye. And then we have this control. So this is open and close. There is no limit on this, so you can go really high if you want to, and you can go all the way down too. And then if you move it left and right, it's angry and sad. And then if you rotate this, it's the eye curve. And same for the bottom here. So we got that, this, and this. Then we have the pupil controller, and this controls the individual pupils, and if you rotate it, it will scale them. And then this moves the eye around on the face. So if you have your eyes higher up like this, you can move it up or down or wherever you want. And then we have this controller, and this controls both eyes. And oh, I did, yeah. So if you rotate it, it will do this to the eyes. So pretty much like FMR. And then next we have just basic stuff. So, you know, head controller, body. This is also just like FMR. Then we have this the waist thing, and you have this, and then these control the arms like this. And one thing that's different from my other rig is this one, the arm actually doesn't come off of the body. I know why now. So yeah, arm. And yeah, you can change the bend type to smooth if you want later. I'll show you that later. So, and then we have these are leg controllers. I'm not sure why these are really here, in case you needed it, I guess. And then we have the foot controllers, and these have fancy feet. You can turn fancy feet off. I'll show you that later. And you can rotate this to change the fancy feet too, and stuff like that. So yeah, there's that part, and now I'll show you the user data. So in here we have a lot of stuff. So you have the skin, so you could change this to something else. So you could change it to my skin, and it'll change it to my skin. You can change the cape, so there's actually a cape. I don't have any other cape textures on here, so I'm not going to show you that, but it changes it. Then we have the scale of the rig, so you can make it really big or small, and you can change the head scale too. And another thing, quickly, if this thing, if you scale up the head and you can't access this, you can just move it up and freeze it. So if I go into my custom layout and I freeze it, it'll just set it back to normal. And then you can turn on the cape, and it has a palm tree on it because that's my other name. You can see we have a controller up here just to rotate this around like this, and then we have one at the bottom to bend it, so if you move it back, it'll pull it back, and this will pull it left and right, so you can bend it like this. And then we have the bend type for the arm and legs. So right now it's sharp, so if I bend this, you can see it's sharp, but if I go in here and turn it to smooth, it will change this to a smoother bend. There's other types of arms, and a lot of this applies to everything. The bulge on like the arms works for every type of arm. So if I change the arm to Alex, it's going to be on the Alex one, and it works on the hat layer too, and same for the body and legs. Also same for the legs, smooth legs too. So another thing is controller colors. This is just changing the controller colors. So these are red. If you wanted to, you can make them white, and now it'll change all the red controllers to white, or all the ones on the right, it'll change to white. And then all the green ones, you could change that to a different color if you wanted, like blue. They're already blue in the middle, but. And then you can change all these, like the middle colors, you could change those to a color like yellow, and it'll change all these to yellow. It's not really needed, but I thought it'd be a cool thing to add. And then you can turn the controllers on and off, which is really useful. So if you're done animating the player, you can turn off the controllers, and it'll just look a lot nicer. For the cape, if you turn the cape on, the controllers don't turn off. I couldn't really fix that. I think it does the same thing for arms. Next we have this thing called hurt, and this is just basically turning it red. Like in game, if you get hit by something, your skin kind of goes red. And then I have armor unfinished, so I don't actually have armor on this really, except for this. That's because I couldn't figure out the legs. That's why there's nothing on the legs. So maybe in a version 2 or someone can make an edit of the rig, I don't know. Then we have fancy feet on and off, so if I just drag this out, you can see that fancy feet are on. But if I turn this off, oops, not that one off. If I turn this off, there are no fancy feet. So now we have the right leg and left leg bulge, so that'll just put bulge on the left and right leg. And same for this one. And then we have tapper, so that kind of brings it in at the top. And then we have the arms, so we can change the type to Alex, or we can turn them off. And then we have the bulge on the arms and the tapper on the arms, and the tapper kind of brings it in, unlike these where it's in the middle. This one's kind of on the side of the arm. Then we have bulge, so this will bulge the body. And then we have boobs, which is not working. I will fix that. I fixed it. Then we have Eyebrow Color, and this is kind of cool. So I did this on my last rig. So right now it's on auto. So if I change the skin to Alex skin or something else, you can see that the eyebrow colors will change to be the same color as the hair. But if you have a skin that's like bald or something, or it has a hat on or something like that, you can always change them from auto to color, and then you can control what colors are on them. And if you don't like eyebrows, you can turn them off. So now I have the eyes, so this will turn the eyes on and off. This first one, right eye on off, left eye on off. And we have the eye type. We have 2 pixels, so this will make them like 2 tall, and if you do that, you'll need to move that up a little bit. You can see that they're 2 pixels tall, or you can have an outline on them, and one of my friends asked that I did this, so I did. And then you can turn them off if you want like Herobrine or something. And then we have the pupil color, so I'll change the color of the pupil. And then we have the second eye color if you have 2 pixel eyes. And then we have the eye, so this is the actual eye inside it, and same for the other eye. And then we have eye glow. You can't really see this unless you render it out. I don't have glow in the render settings, but it's there. And then we have luminance, which lights them up. And then we have lights. And if you turn this on, you won't see anything unless you render it out. And I don't have render settings on, so it looks really bad. But if you want, you can turn this on and you'll see them in the editor, so it puts lights on the eyes. And this is mainly for Herobrine, so you'd want to turn off the pupils. But there's lights there. Then we have the mouth, so we have a jaw on here actually. So if I take this and I move it up and down, you can see that there's a jaw. And then I can change it to be curved, so it's a little more curved, because the last one was a little like straighter, I guess, and then this one's curved. And then if you don't want it at all, you can turn it off. Then we have the tongue, so this will turn on the tongue. There it is. And I actually need this open, so you can see when I open this, the tongue moves with the mouth, and then the tongue actually has its own controllers, so you can rotate it or move it around. You can actually move this up, and with like the one in the front, you can drag this and make it longer. And then we have the color of it, so you can make this a different color. If you don't like that, you can make it blue. Then we have the teeth, so right now they have spacing, but if you want, you can make no spacing, or I just added this for fun, you could have them sharp, or you could have none. And then we have hat layers, so for the head, there's no hat layer because that's inside the head attachments if you turn the layers off. But we have it for everything else. So the right arm, we have off, Alex, or normal. You can't really see it because I don't have a hat layer on, but it's putting a hat layer around the arm. So if you have Alex arms, you have to turn on Alex hat layers. If you could turn on normal, but it would look weird. So if you have the Alex skin, turn on Alex hat layers, or you can have them off. Same for the body. You can't really see any of this on there unless you have a hat layer on it. And yeah, right leg and left leg. And then we have tools. So we have tool scale, which I'll show you in a minute, and then we have a material type, and then the tool type for both hands. So if I turn on the right hand to sword, you can see it's a sword, or I could do pickaxe, axe, shovel, or a hoe. And you can change the scale of the tools, so you can make them really big if you want to, or small. And I didn't put them in a layer, so you can actually select them and move them yourself if you want to. And then we have the material type, so that would be, you could change it to gold, iron, stone, or wood. And same thing for the other hand. So yeah, that is the Minecraft Steve Rig. The download will be in the description. It's free, so yeah, go ahead and download it. So one more thing before I end this video. I wanted to let you know that I have a Twitter, and I post a lot of renders and other random stuff and unused animations and updates to what I'm doing on there, so go ahead and check that out. The link will be in the description. And I also have an Instagram where I post a lot of renders and other random stuff, so go ahead and check that out. Link will be in the description. And one more thing, I have a Amino, so link to that will be in the description. I post pretty much every render I make on there, so go ahead and check that out. Link in the description. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, bye.